Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Star Ladder Season 12, and we have more Dota to come. We've made it all the way to our
golly gee, do we really?
6th game today. Two full 3-game series. It's not like it's 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning over where we are. We are happy and ready, and I am not a dope addict.
I don't think you guys know what a dope addict looks like.
I was like, oh, get off the meth and keep casting. I'm like,
you either have a really good dentist.
I'll take the
but
comments.
let me newsflash: most meth addicts can't afford a really good dentist, or you're not a meth addict.
I mean, I'll take all the criticism. I'm pale. I get it. I'm white as hell, almost albino, a sacred race in its own self. I just need to go outside and see the sun more.
Let's be careful here. We don't want
to
create any racial tensions. Yeah, you need a little tan.
I am pale. I can say what I want. Pale brothers unite.
Not that the albino is a sacred race.
I don't know. If you come across like an albino monkey, it's worth something.
All right, we're just gonna hop into game 3.
We're getting delirious at this point, so let's get the show on the road.
Slightly delirious.
Look at this. What are we seeing here? Well, we're seeing no respect towards the Wisp, apparently, from VG Gaming. They ban out the Troll and Storm Spirit, and they allow Hyper Glory Team to snag it up first pick.
Yeah, now it is a first pick Wisp, but at least. So last time around, I think they got it. What was it, 3rd pick or 4th pick? And so the big difference this game is now Vici Gaming can counter the heals. They pick the Ancient Apparition first phase.
Very nice, very nice. No one's going to ban an AA first phase and when they even consider snagging up a Wisp, so they managed to grab it up
If
first.
they did ban it first phase, then Vici may have banned the Wisp.
But that does mean there's some good options still out there. Axe is one that pops out to me. Maybe not a Shadow Fiend now that they have the Sniper, though they did do it last game and it worked out for them. You really never know. Could happen
5
here.
seconds remaining.
Do they change it up with the Wisp? Do we maybe see like less of an emphasis on the healing aspect and just go for like your tiny type carry, you know, a classic jumper? PA is an option as well. I think you want to stay away from like that bristleback, jug, like heavy heal, kind of tanky type lab. Even the Shadow Fiend maybe you want to avoid this time around. Because Wisp brings other stuff to the table. You bring the overcharge to the table, the mobility, and I like this adjustment a lot. I think it would be a pretty big mistake to go too heavy on the heals. This, however, Tiny Wisp is not really so much about the tether regen. It's much more just about the early kill potential, the burst damage, and the split push as well.
It's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it is won many a game, but you are putting it all out there at the start of the draft, and there's still plenty to go to kind of counter this back. So what are the first couple of things? When you see a Tiny Wisp, what do? I'm like, Enigma, boom. You know, get it with the black hole, stop him from coming in. Witch Doctor, boom. It works. You got a good cast of Coconut that can stop the 2 of them. Wind Ranger. You got to think of ways to kind of take it back to your Tiny Wisp, and it's a bit scary, especially when you have a sniper who is very precious about his positioning. Now you got a Tiny Wisp who could just show up right behind you. I
would love to see that blink rush on the Tiny. We normally don't see it. It's normally the treads, maybe a drums, and then into the ags, but I think it's a good changeup that could not just the sniper, also the HI Apparition. These heroes are both food for a Tiny with a blink dagger.
Rubik going to be the 2nd support grab. Very interesting. Why a Rubik here? Is it just because of what Rubik and AA can do together as a tag team? Because outside of that, it's not like, I mean, yeah, great. You know, Toss is like a poor man's blink dagger if you happen to steal it for your own team, I guess. The stun's good. But I don't know, man. I think they could use that secondary support on a Disruptor or something that could have really done work on a Tiny Wisp.
I would normally agree with you, but they do have FY on their team. Whenever FY is in the game, you know, that level of Rubik player, like Kuroki would be another good example. Every game can be a Rubik game. He is pretty good with Ancient Apparition, just because he's another 600 range hero that really uses the damage well, but HGT go into a Centaur. Now, this is a hero that Rubik does like playing against. He can lift him when he blinks in, he can steal the Stampede. So it's working a little bit smoother here, I would say, as the draft moves on.
No, man, I'm not convinced. Hyper Glory Team, they got this big badass duo between Tony and Brad now, and now you got a way not only to relocate behind enemy lines, you got a Stampede to just kind of charge on forward. Screw you, supports. Boom, run on through, get a hold of that sniper. It's big and brash, but it's a lot of melee, and I'm really curious to see if we will have the Ice Timbersaw, calling it right now. Boom.
Ice Timbersaw.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what? Wisp, Tiny, Centaur? These are big, meaty boys. All 3 strength?
Yeah.
Why are we not going to get a Timbersaw
His
here?
Clockwork is banned.
It's gonna be
it would be a good Timbersaw game.
It's got to be a Timbersaw game.
What else does Ice play?
Is that or like what? Go back to a Tide Hunter? I mean, that's always seems to be the second candidate.
Where's the Pudge? Where's the Spirit Breaker, man? That's the one thing we're not getting right now.
The Broodmother's been ignored. Normally, I'm like, ugh.
Or the Yoki Offlane Sand King. You know,
so
give
awesome.
Give me some of those flavorful CIS.
Well, thinking of Sand King, it's got to be an FY Sand King. You know
it is a really good Timbersaw game, though. I definitely echo your sentiment there. I think it would be a
shame.
It would be an excellent choice.
I don't know. It would be a shame if they passed on that kind of opportunity. Maybe they're just deciding.
The only issue with the Timbersaw is they don't really have a good initiator, and they. Okay. Well, this is considered one of the better Wisp counters. If you see the relocate coming, you just prep with a black hole, but HGT have the trump card as they snap up a silencer. Global, relocate, what you gonna do? You're gonna die. That's what you're gonna do.
Are they now?
That's the HGT gameplay. This is a very potent duo.
This is where I would expect silencers to be picked when you see lineups like this. Not first pick, first ban worthy.
Silencer.
Like, oh, we'll get the silencer, you know.
Maybe some of these first pick silencers are like them just trying to talk smack to their opponents and basically saying like STFU.
I mean, it's like, hey, we'll get the silencer. Now you have to pretty much rethink or readjust what you were planning on doing with their draft, not getting stuff like Enigma. I really like the Enigma against the Wisps, like you said. It's clearly going to be an off-lane Enigma setup, but silencer, man.
10 seconds
Enigma better get a BKB, and even at that point, I don't know. It's just too rough.
There are some cool combos here for HGT. There's that toss into stomp for the Centaur.
That's always fun.
Yeah,
that's like the pub tactic when you put Wisp or Tiny and Centaur.
Yeah, just dual lane as a Tiny Centaur. Just toss them in, slam jam. Thank you, ma'am.
It's over.
Okay, so what are these last two picks? Vici Gaming, I think it's the off-lane Enigma.
Yeah.
So then they'll be needing their safe lane farmer for Hal. What is he going to play this time around? He's probably want to play a hero that can get like kind of be your frontline fighter. Bristle would have been a good choice.
If a black hole is to come, they want to make the most out of it. Spectre.
That I was not really expecting.
Me neither. Maybe on the side of Hyperglory.
This does explain the Rubik H apparition, though. They're two very strong laning supports together because they both get the chilling touch. They're both 600 range. They can keep Centaur out of the lane with this tri-lane. He will have a tough time.
You don't think at all that could have been a block pick? I think Spectre would have been fabulous on Hyperglory team setup.
I think it would have been a little greedy.
Because
like it's going to be like off-lane Enigma against Silencer Spectre or something.
All right,
at that point.
A Slark is going to be the final grab here.
I like this draft from HGT. They
I
don't
really
just
do
have the
too.
Tiny Wisp, but they've got a really nice cast around it. Global Silence to like set you up, Centaur to initiate, and Slark to go around scouting for kills. They have 3 here. A lot of times you'll see Tiny Wisp, but it's with a draft that doesn't really suit it. But this draft, like ideally you want other heroes that start the ganks and then the Tiny Wisp come in, and this draft has that in spades. So I think it's a very...
I agree.
Aggressive, potent opening, but...
I think Hyperglory team played this draft just wonderfully.
Yeah. Vici Gaming can still definitely win, though. I wouldn't say they've been horribly outdrafted. Offlane Enigma is... Ice is very strong on this here on the offlane. He's going to really slow down the Slark a lot. Difficult for that Slark Silencer to kill him.
10 seconds remaining.
On the side of Vici Gaming, the sniper mid is pretty vulnerable to Tiny Wisp, but maybe they look for an early smoke gank with the Rubit Ancient Apparition just to catch HGT off guard, just have Hal play defensively for the first wave or two. That's a possibility. And, of course, once you get to the mid game, you've got a very scary global lineup in your own right with the Spectre pick to go around the map, set up kills.
The more I think about it, I understand. I feel like I could understand with my pleb Dota brain about why this Spectre was picked up there. I mean, you see that response of a silencer against your big team fight impact, but if you lead in with the Spectre ultimate, then you can kind of get in the face of that silencer, maybe even take him out, because this is going to be a pretty broke silencer this game, because you already have the Wisp, who needs to be that position.
He's going to be like a 6th position silencer, most likely.
So he's going to be pretty frail.
And he's up against an Enigma in the offlane, and Enigma is really going to slow the silencer down, unless something crazy happens.
Which you never know.
Oh, last game. I mean, maybe we'll just have a remake, and then the entire draft will be different.
There's no remake until they say Chong. When they say Chong,
should I just type Chong to see if they remake?
That's when you'll probably offend someone. That's when they go for the remake there. But it looks like for now they're waiting for a slow intro here. As
they'd probably just ignore me and report me.
Fenrir, let's go, let's get it together here as he wants to hop on in. What was his hero again? They got Rubik and
Ancient Apparition.
Ancient Apparition. That is the nice thing they have. Ancient Apparition is just such a great counter to the Wisp, man. And they'll know when it's coming. I mean, you see the preemptive relocate. You know that your Ice Blast could connect, given that he's not too far from the destination. But
yeah, they have some global pickoff here. They may be able to. The other thing is they may be able to just assassinate Wisp almost immediately in the fights with the Spectre AA. Like if Spectre gets a Radiance, I really see KotLGuy struggling to survive unless he has a very hot start here. So I think a lot of this draft is built around just like sniping the Wisp off the bat, and then you also have Assassinate for that. Ice Blast, Assassinate, Haunt, some long reach here. Vici Gaming have those stretch arms.
well, we make it in now. Finally, it's going to be game number 3 of this best of 3 series between Vici Gaming taking on Hyper Glory Team. Winner will put themselves into a nice top spot of this Group B setup, where they would certainly like to be. Only the top 2 teams of this 4-team group are going to be moving on to stage number 2, and that's where we're going to go into a double elimination bracket, where only the top 2 teams will qualify to make it to the Star Ladder final.
And with a win here, HGT will be 2-0. They've already beaten Newbie. If they win this game, they will have beaten Vici, so they're guaranteed to advance at that point, pretty much. And on the side of Vici and Newbie, then, it comes down to their last match to see which one of them has a shot to move on. Yeah, things could get really spicy here, depending on if the upset comes from HGT.
Yeah. We'll have to see. As we'll see the lanes settle out right now, looks like nothing too surprising. ZSMJ will be in his Slark in the top lane. Wisp obviously will be nearby and hand in hand with his Tony brother. KotLGuy, obviously, we saw what he could do on a Wisp in the last game. Pretty High is going to be playing that very selfless kind of silencer. And you have Icy again in his off-lane position now with Centaur.
This will come in handy.
And, well, for the side of Vici Gaming, Super, he's going to have another go at his sniper. Last game, it felt like he had a strong, promising start, and then the farm just didn't happen anymore. He was stuck at like 60 CS while everyone else was doubled up on him. We'll have to see if he has more of a persistence on making sure he brings in the farm.
The big difference this game is that in the mid game, his team is better at setting him up for kills. They've got the Spectre, the Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast. There should be low HP heroes that he can assassinate, which, like when they went into the mid game last game, they had what? Necrophos, Earthshaker with no blink. I forget what their other support was, but they didn't have as much to kind of create space for him.
Careful, KotLGuy. Man, he just takes a few quick shots, but he's happy to sacrifice those shots to zone back the sniper, rather, allowing Air to kind of get an early boost on that first wave. And you can see, it looked like at first FY was just going to be the one to defend the mid lane and help in case they were going to get too aggressive. But there they go. Speaking of aggressive, they throw out the stun and they try to get some early shots in.
Once they hit level 3, that's where the extremely high kill potential comes. Before then, maybe at level 2 you can get the kill, but it gets a lot harder at level 3.
You already see FY coming back like, okay, I can't go too far, and they're going to be going in. Air goes in from behind, and they think they can get a go onto KotLGuy, but
get out of my way, Super!
FY's got the boots! Oh, slow him down, I'm going to get him! Oh, wait, no, I changed my mind. No,
they got the tether up to the high ground. FY's got to be a little careful here, though.
Oh.
The bottle tether.
The step back, he still has lift. Can't use it. Now they'll commit the shrapnel. He thinks he can get it here. Oh, pulls back again.
That's frustrating.
This is very awkward right now, but very, very good for Hyper Glory Team, as they will not be caught out in what could have been a very bad spot.
Yeah, he went for the boots first. Maybe that was the plan, was try to bait them to dive, and then he just comes out, ambushes the Wisp, gets the first blood, and makes the lane a lot easier. But unfortunately, just HGT a bit too smooth with their movements. The Wisp is going to get tossed back, denied the regen rune by FY. And the bottom rune going to be snagged by Fenrir.
Okay.
This is the other way to counter Wisp, if you, at least in the laning stage. If you just take all the runes, the Wisp is not nearly as scary.
He has no bottle charges, so
he's going to have to bottle Walking Courier.
Bottle Walking Courier for now. That's unfortunate for him. I like this top lane for Hyper Glory Team. Pretty hot. You change it up a little bit on how you want to zone when you're going against Enigma. He actually put some early level into Q. His curse. So keep throwing that out. It's not like, yeah, see like that. What's he going to do about it? He can't really cast a spell. It already costs so much mana as it is. He just has to take the damage and use a Tango to heal him up. Luckily, though, it's only level 1 curse. But that together with the last word and Isis brought down to half-life.
By the way, Super there was a Tango sitting on the ground mid, and he just sniped it. Just auto-attacked it down. I think Air was about to drop a branch to grab it up, but...
It's got 4 branches.
Yeah, that Wisp is going to have to TP back in. Will make his way bottom, though. Maybe they try to set something up here, change up the lanes a little bit. They are baiting that Centaur. Oh, here you go. Nice setup. Fenrir gonna go down. Good rotation. Your first blood again to HGT. This Wisp just keeps on delivering.
You don't expect the Wisp to do rotations like that. Normally he's firmly planted in that mid lane and maybe kind of steps off to do some stacks in the nearby jungle, but a surprise engagement like that definitely caught Vici off guard, and with that, your Ancient Apparition is going to give over your first blood.
And they bought 2 smokes. FY just bought one on his Rubik, just delivered. Now the Ancient Apparition picks one up. Vici Gaming want to break down these lanes. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. They're going to try and go on mid. They get the lift up, but Wisp is here. Hello. I got you, buddy. You're okay. Give me a hug.
Heals him up, gives him a little bit of that love juice.
They might even go for super if he goes to the top rune. There's no lift to disengage. Avalanche comes out. The toss is there as well. Right back into the tether slow, into the orbs. In comes Fenrir. But Kaka able to skate away to the high ground. They can't get him. They can't get air either. And they're going to secure that delicious bounty rune at the least bottom for their Wisp.
Look at that. And then top lane
they're contesting
at the same moment.
Fenrir just frantically going down, but it ain't going to happen. He's too slow.
Well...
Oh, and meanwhile, they get the kill top.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
Traded kill. First, Slark brought down Ice, but his Eidolons left over. We're able to get a return kill. But of course, Slark benefits from that and being able to get the XP.
This is not going well for Vici Gaming. They give up the first blood. They give up a total of 3 kills to 1. Icy is doing pretty well bottom against Hal, and all 3 of their cores are your top 4. You've only got the Spectre above. Despite running the offlane Enigma, the Slark of ZSMJ is still almost even with the Spectre and CS, and that's with all the Eidolon denies, so I think all things considered, HGT getting way too much out of this laning stage compared to what Vici Gaming were expecting and what they were hoping for.
Yeah.
They could have banned the Wisp, but now they're going to have to find a way to deal with it after it has a decent start.
Yep. Well, we'll try to make the best of it here as far as CS goes. For the other front, yeah, Spectre Slark at the top. Super pretty low, 13 and 4, Tiny up to 21 and 5. And I want to see, did they? No, yeah, they got 1 stack over here, so they even have stacks to fall back on. And I know you were saying that they're calling out for the Blink Dagger Tiny in a setup like this, but I'm curious to see if he just instead opts to Bull Rush and get a hold of the Agnum Scepter first and foremost.
That would be the standard choice for sure. The Blink's
bottom lane. This is a nice setup right here. He's going to get solidified, and Icy, he'll go down.
Oh, meanwhile, mid, they've jumped in. They're going to toss that Sniperino right back into the middle of the wave. Can they bring him down with the orbs? Yes, they can. Oh, Super is just getting feasted upon in the mid lane.
Not a good time. And it's just so nice. When you're a Tiny Wisp, he didn't use it there, but you always have a toss partner. And Wisp can come in from behind, you throw the mid laner back, and he's in a bit of a jam. You slow him with the tether, you got the stun already ready to go, and you're eating spirit damage. Just such a dominant kind of lane. And I kind of like what VG Gaming tried to do with the Rubik pick as well. You can help contest those runes, which is a weak point to Wisp, and you can always do a clip toss. But they have eyes on top lane right now, it looks like.
This would be a great time to gank the Enigma right before he gets level 6, but he is very close, so it's a bit risky. Well, they're going to bring FY back towards mid, but it just, for the most part, feels like Vici Gaming are kind of forced to react to the HGT movements rather than being the ones who are actually like controlling the tempo, making things happen around the map. They try to go in mid with FY. This is way too far to dive. The DD rune he had is going to wear off as he just gets a little poke in there with his magic wand.
Very unfortunate. Icy, meanwhile, bottom is happy to kind of dance with the creep camps that have been pulled through and trying to soak in some of that shared XP. And yeah, he'll just be up to the north where they're doing that pull through. And you can see he benefits from it. He gets his level 6 because of that pull through. Heads back to the lane. So your Stampede now ready to go. This is going to get a bit intense right now. Hyper Glory team, I mean, imagine as you're... Let's see, where's Wisp at? He's level 5, so he's good timing for his relocate to come in. But even now, you can use a Stampede to charge forward onto your sniper and get another easy snag.
And Vici Gaming know that. They're always leaving a support here. But HGT have a nice hill ward, so they're going to see that support if he pops his head out at all. And they just keep on softening Super up. They want to make him nice and supple before they go in for the final killing blow.
There's no regen, so they know they could just keep doing that, and eventually he's going to have to either get some sort of heal from someone or somewhere or make the trip back to base, and that's like the walk of shame at that point. they got to get on the hell out of there. But
this is going to get really scary for Vici soon. The offlane Centaur is closing in on his Blink Dagger. HGT are about to clean up the stack, which will either mean Air gets his Blink or his drums, and maybe just go straight Eggs. That's also possible. And they're going to get their global relatively soon. Level 4.5 sniper, not sniper, silencer. So I think Vici Gaming, something needs to happen soon just to slow down at least one of those big timings that are coming.
That's just so unfortunate, too, because your silencer's going to get his global at a point when we might, you know, when the black hole might be ready to be used. And
that can just be the ultimate trump card.
Yeah. You better hope that silencer's somewhat involved inside that black hole.
Love these constant Chuck Smith on the poor Super.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, they force out a Stampede. All right, well, at least Stampede's on cooldown now. That will... Oh, another Chuck!
Stop it! Stop it, please! Look at him! He's 26 life. He's like, I gotta get the hell out of here.
Good thing Wisp doesn't have relocate.
I was gonna say, like, what if he just came in and sniped him? That would have been just...
So who's the sniper now? Take that, you wanker!
Ho ho ha ha, that fool! But... well, they'll make the best of it. And IC is 1K saved up towards his Blink Dagger. This Centaur, man, is not having the hardest time in the off lane. 21-1, now level 7, at 9 minutes in. He's really making it work because they've been kind of relegated to have supports near the mid lane, but now they're going to look to make a go here. Lift back. Hal's going to look to catch him from the front. Assassinate. Super shows his face there on the bottom, and will they have enough? They will. Hal gets the last hit right there. Your Centaur goes down.
If they did that like 15 seconds, 20 seconds later, Kaka's probably level 6. Well, it looks like he's going to go heal, but he's like 3 or 4 creeps away at most.
Did they just do those stacks? Is that why he got the levels? Yep,
yeah,
sure
they
enough.
cleared out the big stack.
So what does Tiny got then? He's got 2,100 gold. We'll find out indeed if he goes for the blink or if he gets that, you know, point booster first and foremost.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No, there's your blink.
I'm
kind of partial to the blink myself because Slark is going Midas. So Slark's going Midas. Centaur's blink is slightly delayed, and they're gonna have relocate soon. Look at all these squishies on Vici Gaming. Sniper's an easy combo. Spectre probably lives in mid lane. Fenrir gonna get dove. They even rumble in with the Stampede. It looks like they get the kill. Now they make their way out. Haunt was used, and they try to jump on ZSMJ, but he's able to just barely retreat out. Against all odds now, it actually looks like they're going to lose their Wisp. Tried for the relocate, died too quickly, as Air will just rumble back. It looked like, I think he was relocating top to kill Ice Ice Ice, which would have been amazing if they kill him and also dodge the gank mid. But
problem is, though, is at level 1, it feels like forever when you want to relocate. 2.5 seconds. Doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're on the verge of death, you just want it to go right now.
Look at how he wants to just get into combat mode. Gets the drums, also picks up a Vit booster. No Radiance Rush for him. With this, he is very tanky.
It means also that maybe he's looking to engage more often. Be a part of these skirmishes and a part of these fights with his ultimate. As soon as it's up and at the ready, we'll probably put the communication out there that I'm going to go. Ultimate's coming through. We'll try to maybe pinpoint where that silencer is, take him out of the picture, and then Ice 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 can feel a bit more comfortable at getting things set up with his black hole, which it looks like he's used. It's on cooldown, man. Did you see where this black hole was used?
No, I didn't actually. I think it must have happened when the other foes break out. The smoke gank though, going bottom, Kaka. You know, I'll go to Dota TV and check. But well, see you later, Rubik.
He was there one moment and dead the next.
I'm gonna go watch and.
That's the great magic trick, I guess, from your Grand Magnus. The disappearing act right there is they get the quick combo kill onto him, and they're not done yet. Blink forward. Hey, Sniper, how you doing? Toss him up and down, and they take him apart. Fenrir could be next. Yep, he will be. Hit
one
once.
more hit. Centaur coming in. Nope. Can't get him.
Can't make it
toss.
to the trap.
Toss. Nope. Can't.
Oh, yeah, no, he was close. He had the toss, but they didn't quite think about it. Maybe not the vision either, but they heal Air up, and they get to walk away with 2 kills, including the big Sniper, but it doesn't stop there. Icy dishes out the stun, and will be able to TP to safety. So Vici looked to kind of come over and help out, but still, they continue to lose 1 by 1.
So the black hole is you. Okay, so he didn't.
Yeah, they just... don't worry. Ice 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 just got annihilated mid lane with another good jump-in attempt there from your...
So the black hole was used when... Top, I thought he just threw out a Midnight Pulse, but he actually... That was his black hole. And the Slark leaped out, so he actually just whiffed the black hole.
Oof. Fortunate.
Yeah.
Good thing for Ice Ice Ice, we didn't have to show it live on air.
I think we caught, like, the very tail end of it, but at least on my screen, I didn't, like, fully get it in the camera, so... Yeah, this is scary right now. This is global online. Slark has the Midas. They have the blink on the Tiny. Relocate's going to be up in 50 seconds. Only thing they're really lacking is the blink on Centaur, but Vici Gaming, 4 squishies. The Spectre's pretty tanky now. Everyone else very vulnerable to these ganks around the map.
Oh, you got global ready now. Pretty Haw's level 7 actually on his silencer.
Yeah, and Tony is ready to rock and roll. Has the point booster picked up. Vici Gaming they can't leave their towers. Like anyone who is caught away from a tower is just food. As they're gonna make their way bottom onto the Spectre, they'll go toss him, chuck him. Oh. Don't let him dagger or haunt his way out. Can they bring him down? They pound him into submission. You ain't so tanky after all. FY trying to steal the avalanche. Be cute, not cute enough. It's a buyback haunt, and he wants to get something done here. Gets the 1 kill. How very aggressive movement, but gets caught by Elite Pounce. CSMJ gonna keep him away. Now the chuck, the Avatos. It might be a dieback. How so low? Man, that's close. I think he's gonna live. They maybe even get 2 here as Tiny's forced out. No more shrapnel. Ice Blast off the mark.
No. Oh, he walked into it. Of course he didn't know that, but how unfortunate. Oh, ha ha. Ancient Operation wasn't counting on that one, but he is certainly happy about it.
Oh man, it didn't even look like he wasn't in the visual indicators. Right
just
outside
the cusp.
Yeah, it's just after the Ice Blast broke it, like a splinter hit him in the eye and just one shot KO'd him. Oh, now relocate bottom. All right, well, no haunt anymore. We have relocates pretty much whenever we want.
Cute Ice Blast. Yeah. Well,
really cute, bro.
They kill him so quick. I can't even get my camera there fast enough. 2-1 disappears before the assassinate can happen.
I think Vici Gaming are starting to regret not banning the Wisp. Maybe they wanted to practice against it. You know, ultimately the big picture is there's a lot of tournaments heading towards TI. Oh, top lane. Pretty Hall gonna be forced back by How. Yeah, so in some sense every tournament is warm up for TI and practice for TI, but I think there's not a whole lot to learn here except HGT are freaking amazing with the Wisp, and you probably just ban it. Especially considering that it's not like they're equally good with all their strategies. I think they're clearly better with Wisp than with some of their other picks. So.
Why are they not denying this tower? I'm not sure.
There's a glyph.
Ice is going to take it. Oh, they glyph it now, maybe baiting them into trying to take it. They're here now, though, and they're looking to claim it. Air, toss back, but it's Kaka that you need to take down. Otherwise, Air's going to be too tough.
Yeah, I think they wish they had denied that one. But a small win here for Vici. It still requires a 4-hero movement. The thing that really hurts them is that Hal buyback, because he gets the 1 kill there, barely survives, but he's only got 800 gold banked. It's going to be a long time before he gets that first damage item.
Now they continue to kind of linger here on the bottom. There's VG, and they want to make a go into Air, and this time they might get him without his Wisp partner, but it's the Stampede that gets him into the safe comfort zone of Kaka.
Stampede just seems like the counter to the haunt. Every time they haunt, you just Stampede away.
Yep.
And unfortunately for the Spectre, Stampede has a nice low cooldown. Only 90 seconds now. It's always lower than the haunt, and it gets a whole lot lower as it skills up.
Pretty Haw. Pretty quiet game.
Time to fight. Haunt's on cooldown. Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we go. I want to see it.
Little smoke gank bottom.
There it is. Moving on in.
Sorry, I should have said.
Time to fight. I'm like, well, where is it? I'm ready to fight right now.
Yeah.
Well,
let's fight, bitches.
Oh, hey, let's fight. Jump in. They get a hold of FY, and they look to slaughter him. Relocate. Here's Kaka. Steps in. Big black hole, though. Catches on 3. They snipe down the Wisp, and they take down the Centaur. Air could be next. Vici Gaming needed this one, but the toss forward helps finish off and take down the Enigma. Now Air, will he be able to get away from this?
Oh, he's got the blink dagger.
Stun, no! He does go down. Good dagger in the back right there from Hal. Vici Gaming get the biggest fight they could ask for, but it's an even exchange, 3 for 3, but they get a small bounty boost from the fact that Hyper Glory Team have had the upper hand up to this point.
In good news, Spectre does not die and is able to end the tiny mega kill streak. So because of that, Hal gets I just mentioned he has 800 gold. I think it was like 2 minutes ago. Suddenly, 1900. So, big shot in the arm there for him. That Radiant Stream may still be alive.
That's nothing, though, the ZSMJ's 2300 on top of his Midas. So, where you think that you're getting a lot done, you forget that Slark wasn't really there and involved, and he continues to farm on up.
He's hitting creeps. He's got 103.
He'll probably go for a blink dagger this game as well, being able to blink to get a hold of your sniper.
Yeah, I guess the other option is the Shadow Blade is a possibility. Blink Dagger's still good. It is a little bit more difficult against the Spectre once he gets Radiance, just because he's able to easily cancel it, all your blinks, but it does have, the Haunt has a pretty long cooldown, so I could see the Blink, I could see Shadowblade, maybe even just go straight Scotty and just counts on his Centaur and his Tiny to kind of control the pace of the fights. No, there's your Shadow.
Oh, well.
Difficult to go in now, though. Yeah. Everything's ready for HGT, including Global. I think it's a very risky play for Vici to stick around here, and it seems they may have overstayed their welcome. Here we go. Just kidding. They're just going to chill.
For now. Smoked up, they creep in from the southeast side of this mid lane. But there's no Vici Gaming nearby, so they decide to pull back. Very timid stuff from both sides.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Do they have? No black hole either, but they actually smoke up.
Oh, he's going to reveal it.
It's popped. CSMJ there immediately pounces on the ice, and will try to bring him down. He dances in a circle. Pops out the mech, but eventually will be dropped. Very low on life, though, as Hyper Glory Team. They walk away, weak and wounded. But on the backhand side, it's going to be the Wisp who gets dropped. Ice Blast will connect onto the Wisp and Tiny. Tiny?
They kind of just left the Tiny Wisp to die. Like, everyone else from HGT just back. They were pretty low. It ends up still being a 3-for-1. Only the Wisp going down so far. The Stolen Toss chucking everything around here, but despite all the chucks, only the one kill in the Wisp at the end.
Blind Stun not going to work, unfortunately, for you, Air, but still a big boost for Hyper Glory Team. Right after Vici Gaming got a pretty promising fight. Hyper Glory Team just kind of take the momentum right back. So they step back, and, well, there's your Agnum Scepter. Suddenly Tiny's got a big old freaking tree in his hand, and he's ready to club the hell out of someone with it.
Yes, he is. Does he have a nice Ancient stack waiting for him? I don't think so. Unfortunately, no big stacks in the woods, so yeah, it's obviously still a great item. Not quite as great as if you've got a big pile of cash waiting to be collected. I'll go for this bottom rune. It looks like a bounty rune going to spawn there. No? He wants some Wisp. He's a little loving from KotLGuy.
Yeah.
Well, now Global's on cooldown and Black Hole's online. It's probably going to be Vici Gaming's turn to fight. Although they did use the Haunt, but it's cooling down soon. At the same time, if they wait for that, then the Global will be ready as well.
So back to a relegated farm, but here goes ESMJ. The second he gets his mobility item, he just wants to put it to use and does right there. Easily taking down the FY Rubik. DD makes it all the easier.
Just for a little late game insurance, they now get the second Midas. This one up pretty high, so...
Yeah.
On paper, both lineups are extremely scary late, but in practice, it seems like HGT are going to pull ahead in terms of gold. Unless Vici can start finding a lot of kills.
The silencer is like, I don't need to be there. All I got to do is hit my R button when my team tells me to.
Yep.
And
press
get
R,
it done.
win fight.
In the meantime, I'll use this Midas. I'll level up, get that Global up higher. And well, if I dream the day of getting, I don't know, Agnum's Refresher or anything luxurious like that, it'll just make it all the better. So, you know, kind of in the same sense like your Ancient Apparition as well, though lately a lot of teams really like to fight with them. You can always just keep them on the back lines and just kind of participate with your Ice Blast or your big ultimate, whatever it may be.
They are making their way in now, though. Get eyes on Spectre, Ava, Toss. Wisp sitting back, though. Doesn't want to be a part of that fight.
Good early harassment. Ice does get the last hit on that mid-tier 1 tower. But as you can see by the net worth, it's still Hyper Glory Team who have the advantage. 7,500 as far as net worth goes, and their XP, yeah, about the same. All right, well, what about Roche as far as we go? They did on the side of Hyper Glory Team manage to bring down the bottom tier 1. Mid-tier 1 still standing and could be a good access point for someone like VG Gaming to look to contest if that's what they want to do. But I think other than that, Hyper Glory Team could feel pretty comfortable about sneaking into the Roche and getting it done.
Yeah, both teams have some Roche potential here. Nobody's like that amazing, you know, like Troll, Venge, Enigma, you know, Mass Minus Armor, Slardar type lineup that can very easily get him, but both teams are capable of killing the Roche. They just need a little more time to do it. And right now, it's HGT, of course, as you mentioned, who are in much better position. Uh-oh, mid lane, ESMJ gonna cross paths with FY, and...
Come here, you!
Well, nice blink dag. Ain't gonna help. Now bottom. Maybe a clash here. Relocate coming in. They global and then immediately run the hell away. Screw that.
Uh-oh. Haunt to chase him down. KotLGuy gets shot in the back on the way from your assassinate, and it's going to be a relocate out to save.
So they use global. They're going to lose the silencer in exchange for a Haunt. and they get the Rubik kill. So it's basically a 1-for-1. 2 big ultis both being used. Could have been a lot worse for HGT. They did not want to stick around there.
No.
And then,
towards
well,
top.
Since they have Tiny Wisp, they're going to take a tower. Or die.
Rotating and an Ice Blast is coming. If it connects, which it looks like it won't. That's why maybe kind of jumped the gun there. I'm not too sure, but maybe Hyper Glory team got the notion and they play it extra safe, and it does profit, because if they got caught in that and then they were going to get jumped on, it would have been a disaster. But they're fine for now. They'll walk back and continue their farm.
Now bottom, Fenrir walking right into Icy, who gets cold feet and blinks away.
Oh man, ZSMJ, look at him. Scouting, stalking for how?
There's no haunt here. There is a TP, but oh, if that stomp hits,
oh god,
trouble.
He's oh god, disperse please, disperse. Goes down, Ice Blast will fly.
They have relocate as well. They're gonna use it now. Jumping forward onto Fenrir, they'll get a second kill. Clobbered by the big rock man. But killing the Spectre there, that is so big. Did he spend his gold yet? He did buy the relic. Relic sitting in the fountain. So he closes in on the Radiance.
And it's not even huge, but he did have a killing spree bonus as well. Just even more for the better of Hyper Glory team. And with that, they're like, no problem, no haunt, no nothing. I'm going to go right into the
little rock on rock action here.
That's my Whomping Willow.
Sexy time in the pit.
Boom. Boom. I need that overcharge. There. Bang. Boom. Bonk. And they'll be able to secure a good Aegis here. This is what I imagine going to be going for what? ZSMJ?
Yeah, Slark wouldn't be too bad. Tiny's okay as well. I don't think you give it to the Wisp at this time.
It's too hard. I don't know. Wisp to live through both of the lives of Tiny is a bit of a risk here. Slark will be able to make the most of it. He can continue to play very bloodthirsty and aggressive like he has been up to this point, and actually have the second life just in case. He's just such an elusive hero that if he does get caught out, he can always manage to find his way out. He looks like he's going right for the Scotty next. Already has one ultimate orb. About 1k saved up in reserve.
Well, Vici, can they keep up in terms of farm here? It's starting to get out of control now. It's a 10k gold lead, 12k experience lead. For them, it's going to be about finding that one big clash. Like, be it with a, I don't know, a Blink Lift that sets up an Ice Blast, maybe a well-timed Haunt when HGT have already initiated. They rely more on winning a big fight, whereas HGT, if left unchecked, are just going to farm the whole map. They have the mobility of the Wisp, the double Midas, the Tiny who can clear waves and threaten towers the quickest out of anyone in the game, so I think Vici Gaming are just mainly counting on that big fight once they get the Radiance to completely turn the game.
It's
going to be tough. The tankier that HGT get, the more difficult these Haunt kills are to claim, and well, you can't farm the Radiance if you're the one getting ganked and constantly dying. That's what HGT are looking for bottom lane. How just used his dagger to farm. Now he doesn't have it to run. Blake stop, but they are going to TP. Global coming through. Everybody bottom lane. It's a gigantic party. Oh. Tiny's the only one left standing at the end of it. Club in time.
Get the hell out of here.
Nice stolen toss, but yeesh.
Not happening.
They were like quick on the counter gank, but it's the global. We talked as soon as we saw that Silencer 4th pick, we discussed it. This could really just win them the game, and it seems to be winning them a lot of crucial fights.
The mind games of what normally Enigma can bring to a match, as far as we got a black hole, you better remember that. That just doesn't seem like a problem anymore for Hyper Glory team. As long as they have the Silencer, it's like, well, we're not scared of your Enigma. We'll make a team fight happen, and we don't have to worry about the repercussions of you being able to make a big turnaround kind of a play, as long as we have this global at the ready, which is now on cooldown. So Vici Gaming wanted to make the most of a situation. It would be now. Once the Spectre and Sniper come back, and if they were curious about a team fight, this would be it. But otherwise, they might have to play this like a hermit crab, kind of hide in a shell.
Wait for a bigger shell to come along that you can steal.
Hopefully that there's no one out there looking to kind of get me as I trade houses, but the SMJ able to bring down the Vici Gaming house, at least this outer tier 2 structure here on the bottom lane, and continue to bring in his wealth of farm. If it looked like for a while he was trying to build a Scotty and had 1k, he has a Scotty now. So that came in real quick.
Suddenly a Scotty.
Suddenly Scotty. And he's not even the highest net worth. It's Tiny.
Suddenly dead Fenrir if he hits this pounce. Yep. See you later.
Oh, I'll try to spaz everything out as much as I can. Super, please clean him up for me. But Shadow Dance, jump in from FY.
The toss back.
Whoa.
The plays.
It looked flashy, but it didn't get the kill as the Aegis was there. He can get aggressive, like I said, and now Kaka barely alive from that assassinate, but now comes the Haunt to finish him off. Meanwhile, they are going to be able to take down Super. And still, Kaka makes it away. So elusive is this Hyper Glory Team squad.
This Wisp! You gotta ban the Kaka Wisp! Stop
punishing.
giving this guy Wisp! And they're not done yet! They're gonna hunt How bottom. Oh, ZSMJ was about a half step short of trying to jump him and kill him out under his tower. They've used everything, Dakota. That's the other issue. Global is online once Silencer gets mana. There's no haunt. Actually, they have Black Hole, but I mean, he was directly under the relocate. And as soon as the relocate comes in, they just insta-give him. He couldn't get off a Black Hole. Now they're going to take a tier 1 top.
Okay, this is looking like game 2.
This is looking like Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this plummet.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. Coming into this match, it was an 86% favorite for Vici Gaming.
86%.
There is a lot of freaking hats out there to be won. A lot of people out there feeling pretty confident in what is turned into
now
a
bottom.
fantastic value bet. But yeah, Hal?
Oh, you dare to leave your base. Well,
You dead
big
now.
mistake.
You dead now. You don't go out.
They are doing such a good job at pressuring, and Vici Gaming just are getting outmaneuvered around the map. They're simply not a mobile draft. You look at a lot of these heroes. Enigma is a very kind of anchor type of hero. He backs up the team. He's not going to be aggressively split pushy moving around. You've got the Wisp, the Centaur, the Slark, the Tiny, who basically moves at max move speed. The whole team can be anywhere at any time, and it's really catching off guard.
Jump in.
Where's the Wisp?
Right
Is
up
Wisp
and down.
disconnected?
And Air is going to be taken apart. Yeah, Wisp was up to the north,
he was
but
just
too far away.
Yeah, he was standing here. I'm not sure if he lagged or if he was alt-tab. Maybe just distracted using the courier, but
They use global silence, too.
they should have easily been able to. I don't think the Tiny goes there unless he's expecting the Wisp to bail him out. So seems like some miscommunication by HGT or basically a lucky break for Vici Gaming, but they will happily take it.
Yeah.
They need it, man.
Every bits of it, though, does give him a pretty big a boost. Not much. It's just a little on this graph.
Yeah. It's like, it's stopped plummeting. All right, we've halted free fall. Now for the part where we try to climb. Here comes the climb. They're going to smoke top. Try to bait out How.
Global's down.
Can he get his Radiance already? Man, his Relic, he had it like 8 minutes ago. I think 3 of his deaths came after he got the Relic. I believe it's 3. They've just done such a good job at shutting him down.
Pretty Hot's going for straight to Refresher.
Okay.
Dirty dog. Doesn't matter if you have BKB or what. Doesn't matter if I blow a first global silence.
He doesn't really care about the damage here with the Refresher. It looks like just more. It's more about just having that really long silence duration.
Yeah.
Because you've already got enough damage. You've the Slark, you've the Tiny Wisp. They will kill everyone if they're not being stunned or burst down in the team fights.
Well, unfortunately for Vici Gaming, they head up to this top lane. But
does he actually have enough mana for? I'm not sure if he has enough mana for. Maybe he goes Lincoln Sphere. I'm not sure if that's really a great item this game, but yeah, it's going to be 750. Yeah, he does not have enough mana. Maybe he needs to buy like a null tally or something. Oh, mid lane.
Probably building in stats. Oh, but mid lane, yeah. Oh, ZSMJ looking to pounce the hell out of there. Was hit by the Ice Blast, but he
they committed the Haunt again. They just keep on using Haunt and not getting kills, unfortunately.
I'm getting bits of lag chop right here. I might have to go for a quick reconnect. It's looking a bit stuttery here. Go. Ice, trying to walk right here.
All right, yeah, you can.
Yeah. Hopefully there's no action to break out. I'm going to go real quick. Disconnect, reconnect. Hello, Kotl. All right, so hopefully we can get back into this one, and LD does still have game action here, so I can give you a good old Dota radio in case something happens. But I'm back in. Screw that. No radio here. We got it live footage right in front of your eyes. Here is Air.
That was like the fastest reconnect to Perfect World ever.
Yeah, thank you, Perfect World. I don't know when he's ever been good to me, but I'll take it.
You'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So we'll see. Ice does have that BKB now. It certainly helps. Still, the timing of the silence from the silencer is the big thing. And I'm sure Pretty Haw's like, I got one job. I'm not looking to risk.
Yeah, I think I think I'll have just enough with that slight bonus int that you get from the Refresher. How much is it? It's 6 intelligence. It should be. I think if he has full mana, he's got like just enough for the double ulti. But probably does not want to level up the ult until he gets like one more int item after the refresher. It'll be close. He's not yet level 16 anyway, so yeah. Double global, man. That kind of feels like the ultimate trump card. HGT would have to horribly misplay to not win a fight with double global. It's still a ways off, though. He did stop off to buy a gem, it looks like. It'll be a while before he gets this refresher.
Yeah. Well, making the most out of his minus, at least. You could tell that the majority of this map is still very much in control of Hyper Glory Team. As they continue to just farm and boost up ahead. I'm going to bring the net worth back up now that I've reconnected. And, oh, man. 21k for your Tiny. The next closest VG member is
Spectre
Hal at 11k.
This goes back to the, whatever, like 2 to 4 deaths that he had since picking up the refresher. What else can possibly go wrong for Hal this game?
Is he stuck right there?
This has been rough. Poor guy.
I don't mean to call everyone out, but after game 1, VG Gaming looked good, and it apparently deserved big notion from the community as far as, Hal's here, he looks great, VG Gaming looks solid. Hyper Glory Team don't want any of that, so they come back and they stomp them in game 2, and they are stomping them in game 3.
All right. Maybe Vici can change that now. They are smoked.
I want to come
Slark
back.
is not really the ideal guy to jump here, though. He's very likely to make his way out if he just gets off that initial Dark Pact, which he did. Right as the lift comes, he's going to leap. Now as the Shadow Blade, he scurries out to freedom. They haunt on the chase. This Ice Blast can wear off soon. Assassinate. Getting the vision. Bam! They bring him down, ending the godlike streak, getting the gem. Oh, man, that was really close to him surviving. You know, for a long-time Dota player, supposedly an old man in many people's eyes, Dakota. CSMJ has some quick reflexes. He almost survived that.
He's old in Dota. He's not old in real life.
Yes.
I'm old.
You're not very old in real life either. Not, at least not yet.
Well,
but they get the gem. That's a 3,000 gold swing, not counting the gem. So
for just one man takedown.
Yes, that's basically a 5,000, 4,500. 4,800 gold swing, something like that with the gem.
There's a lot of gold out there to take if VG Gaming can grab it. That means they got to win big fights. And you could just tell by the way Pretty Hot wanted to play that last scuttle. Probably could have popped out his global and maybe saved ZSMJ, but he's like, there's no black hole.
Yeah, that's true. He probably should have globaled there.
But like, he's like, I got to save it just in case that
I didn't
black
even
hole
think
comes
the
out.
sniper was in range for Assassinate, to be honest. It's got 2,500 range, but that Slark was damn close to 2,500 range away. You move real fast once you pop the ultimate. And he had the Stampede for a while as well. Well, they get him. They needed that badly. They can still come back. If they manage to get their items up, in theory you're looking at Refresher, BKB Enigma late game, Spectre, one of the best buyback carries in the game. You've got Ice Blast, which really does counter Slark pretty hard. Also deals with the Wisp nicely. But at best, then, you're looking at who just executes better. Because Global is still the trump card to the Black Hole. Tiny Wisp can still win in a split push game. There's just no guarantees either way if it's close, and it's still going to be a very uphill battle for VG. They need a lot more.
Glory Team, though, going at Roche, was scouted with the Ice Blast, but it's obviously not going to stop them from doing it, so they are able to take it.
Oh, Hal. You can't be dying again, my friend. This is not gonna cut it. Oh my.
Looks like an easy lead-in.
Well, I mean, what do they like? They can't save him there. If he's out there on his own and he gets jumped, he's just dead.
Yeah.
There is no defensive support on this team that can bail him out. They don't have a Dazzle. They don't have a Wisp of their own. There's no Omni Knight with an Aghanim Scepter. There is just nothing when that Spectre gets caught that far out of position.
Yeah.
They do have this aggressive ward, but, I mean, you're up against a Tiny Wisp. You can't count on the wards to save you. I feel like this is just Hal maybe a little bit frustrated with how they're going in mid.
Oh, man. You want to steal my spell? I'm going to jump on your ass and try to beat you down, and he does. Now pulls out the Manta.
He may go down for this.
Kaka's there to save him. No relocate, but he's going to be fine. ZSMJ, though, looking to finish what he started, going for Ice, 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 takes him down. No buyback for Ice, 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 and he didn't get to use his Black Hole.
He couldn't. There's a global. Like, what do you do? And that Slark has an Aegis anyway. This Enigma pick is just... It's, like, not even when the global gets used. It's when the Black Hole doesn't get used. That's how hard the global just counters this lineup right now, and they may lose their racks here. No Enigma for 40. HGT may not realize it, Dakota, but They're closing in on a Game 3 victory and a 2-1 takedown of Vici. And Vici's... Oh, here we go. Tossing in CSMJ. He doesn't want any part of this. What are you doing there? Leave me alone.
A bit of confidence. They are able to bring down the melee racks with relative ease, and they walk away with their winnings. Still pretty confident. Still with Aegis in hand. They're sitting pretty right now, and Vici Gaming is a bit unnerving at this point. A lot expected from
Refresher
this one,
recipe.
yeah.
They didn't even use a single global there. They're going to have 2 soon.
Ugh. Now, I want to go back to the draft. Enigma, if we traded it out for a Timber, I know Timber still has a hard time with a silence, but at least when the silence ends, he has still a lot of potential to the game. Do you think it could have made a relatively good difference? I mean, he probably would have struggled still in the laning phase. Silencer would have been there. Probably would have leveled up the glaive instead and pressured him and kept him back, but at least he would have had the armor passive to kind of stay alive. I don't know. It just feels like Enigma is rendered to the point where he just can't do anything, especially when the refresher comes out.
So when they would have maybe picked a Timbersaw is before the Silencer pick came out, right? Because that was the 4th pick for HGT. So they could have gone for it, but I mean, as you were starting to talk about, Silencer does really just wreck Timber to some extent with the last word. Even the curse is less annoying, but still kind of a pain in the ass. Timber did match up really well against the other 3 heroes, but I think they would have needed a very different safe laner than you obviously can't be a Spectre if they're running the Timbersaw, because then who's starting your fights? Your Rubik? You do need someone to initiate. So maybe if they adjusted the whole draft, but it seems like they
maybe if they just adjusted the whole draft, things would have been a little bit different.
Right, I'm just saying, like, you can't just plug and play the Timber for the Enigma. I think they would have gotten destroyed even harder if they did that. Yeah, I will say though, the Enigma is just not getting anything done. And the one area where they were hoping for him to do more was the laning stage. Like it's a safe lane Slark, and who needs a lot of farm. They figured, okay, our Enigma probably gonna at least be able to limit his income, but he just went Midas, so he makes up for any lost income with a little bit of greed. He couldn't really punish it. Ice gonna blink in. He has a BKB black hole available. Don't know if it's gonna matter though. He immediately tries to TP out, and down goes the Rubik. The gem hits the deck. Fenrir wants the gem. The gem apparently is cursed. He'll die as well.
Gets dropped again. They step back, finish their tier 2, and now they parade themselves.
But they have no BKB on Enigma now. How are you going to get off a black hole? There's just no chance.
You're just going to, at this point, just put it out there.
I think they just
please.
lose it.
I hope Silencer forgets he has his ultimate or something. Oh, Hyper Glory team. Discipline. Go back. Okay. Heal up. Continue to fight because, well...
What's the hurry? You know, you're out farming them.
They got an Aegis.
You have your Refresher Silencer now. I mean, you can take this late. Get that Eggs next if you want.
Super and his Mjolnir sniper trying his best to clear out these waves as fast as possible from the back lines, but it's going to be hard. Oh boy.
No rush for HGT. They are farming a lot more than Vici.
Yeah.
They're controlling the map. They arguably... Well, maybe even not arguably at this point. They seem to have the late game anyway. There's still the potential to dive that fountain, you know, dive some tier 4s, overextend, but I'm starting to feel like that's the only way that they lose.
Yeah. It's hard because anytime that Hyper Glory team are like, oh, we're done ending the pressure and pushing. Oh, jump in from air. Oh, the tether actually gets quickly canceled there before they can commit onto How. So he just gets
5 heroes
stuck
just
in
parading top. Now they're showing the... Vici Gaming are just lost. Like, they're showing their entire team top to farm one wave because they don't know what else to do. They can't go off and farm on their own. They die to relocates. They can't get on the Tiny to kill him because they don't have a great initiation. They're flummoxed. They're gonna try for a smoke now. It's just these smokes are difficult. Oh, they do actually see ZSMJ. I think he just used a shadow. Oh no, he's invis. Maybe they saw. They just pinged him out.
I have ever seen VG Gaming be this far behind in a game. 30K plus.
But not giving up. 35K even. Yeah, here we go. Onto air, but already the relocate out. They're just getting styled on. They were so ready for that. Oh my god. They are coming back. I don't know if they want to bring the Tiny back. Let's see. Tough choice. Yep, they're going to bring him back. They go right onto that Enigma who heads to the north. He scatters to the winds, and in the meantime, Slark, easy double kill. They knew it was coming, man. That was a somewhat obvious smoke gank, but relocate started like before the gank even hit. Oh my god.
Yeah. At level 3, that relocate only needs, what, 2 seconds?
They are almost down 40,000 net worth at 43 minutes. This is disgusting. HGT has upset some of the top Chinese teams, but they have rarely stomped any of them this hard. Well, nice black hole attempt, Ice Ice Ice. It was good while it lasted. He didn't even
like, yes,
bother.
finally, I can global. Haha.
Yeah, that is your second global, so they probably want to back now.
They leave. Shots there, but he just, whee, tethers all the way ahead to Pretty Hard.
No, they're going back in. Nope, no ZSMJ. No, we're going back out.
Stop it. You're making me run all over the place with this camera. ZSMJ now.
Make up your mind, my friend.
Oh.
Black hole? Black hole?
Ice Blast. We'll go through BKB, but it will be short. And he says, okay, see you later. Hops down the low ground and walks
How many
away.
black holes have we seen this game?
One. I definitely saw one big one. Onto the 3 on bottom lane, like right here.
I think that might be it.
I mean, there was the one that we didn't see on camera, and you had to go look at again. But that was an airball, you said. So, one effective
Yeah,
black
that's
hole.
true. There's been 2 casts at least, but I feel like the one top probably doesn't really count.
Just a hard game for Enigma, man. Really hard game.
You remember when we talked about the draft and we're like, okay, this is going to be like a 6-position silencer. He's got a refresher.
Thing
he's more farm than the Rubik and the Apparition combined. I mean, he should be a 6-position silencer, but he's just gotten so much farm.
Well, you don't need him in these fights. You have plenty of brunt force from your Centaur, Tiny, Wisp, and Slark. He'll just go off and do whatever the hell he wants in the jungle. And just farm on up. Get your Midas. Farm on up. Get your refresher. It just doesn't matter. They don't need him there. What are they going to do with a Curse of the Silence and a Last Word? I mean, not as much as already that they're huge set of lockdown stuns and.
But if he's not in the fights, then he's not getting his stolen intelligence. So,
well, until this point, he only had like 3 or 4 derpy intel. So
derpy.
Yeah, that was like at the 35-minute mark. So it's only recently that he's actually, been there to tussle. But the reward is paid off. His patience and persistence by farming up the silencer is kept, Vici Gaming, or at least Ice Ice Ice, in check, and it's worked out so far. And they're just going to look to kind of seal the deal and walk away the victors in this best-of-3 series. And what is turned out to be a bit of a big upset, at least according to the people in Dota 2 Lounge.
I mean, they were playing with fire, not banning that Wisp after game 2. I don't think anyone would dispute that. They did pick the Ancient Apparition, and sure, mid lane, there's a jump in. They find the Spectre. How? Not again, my friend. It can't end like this. There's your black hole. Insta-global. See you later, Ice Ice Ice. It's going to be up to Super to do it himself. From the high ground he goes in. He's going to do a lot to Pretty Hall. Did they manage to steal the global? FY? Can he make the big plays here? He stole it. Are they actually turning this fight? Icy going to go down. It's up to CSMJ to clean up. How? Did have to buy back for this. He may die again. There was no bash when he needed it. Now the buyback from Mr. Tony. Where's the blink? No, doesn't have it anymore. He's just gonna walk around. So that was, with 2 buybacks on Vici Gaming, a 5,500 gold swing their way. Stolen global definitely helping out there. That really shouldn't happen, but I don't think it will happen very often.
No. I mean, at that point, you see something like that, and you're like, okay, from now on, when I cast my ultimate, I'm just going to throw out a casual curse somewhere, just to make sure that if Rubik is there.
Yeah, normally you also just, the Rubik just dies during the first global. But,
yeah.
I mean, give FY credit. That's some
huge
that's some big plays there.
Huge help for Vici Gaming, but that just turns their, 35k deficit into a 30k deficit. Yeah. So I'm not convinced.
That takes the perfect team fight. And that was without the second global. It was also without this fresh Aegis and cheese. Make no mistake about it. HGT can still throw this game.
Yeah.
But it will be, if they lose, it will be a throw.
It's step 1 of a 10-step comeback process, though, for Vici Gaming. So can they follow along those steps, or at least skip their way into a victory and probably what could be the biggest comeback ever?
I think even just numerically, it would be the biggest.
Yeah.
Not to mention, just from a strategic point of view,
I know
how impossible it is to win a fight.
Like 15k net worth leads with 2 racks down is like a 5% chance. I mean, this has got to be like I don't even know, 0.5. This is ridiculous.
I don't think any odds would. I don't think I'd bet on this game. Like, from this point forward, if you gave me really good odds that Vici Gaming will win, I don't think there's any odds that I would take. But here we go. ZSMJ going to jump onto FY. Quickly brings down your Rubik, and that'll be that.
So much for your cheeky silent stealing plays.
Yeah, that's actually pretty big, because he did have the stolen global. He would have been able to use it at least once.
Not happening, though. Uh-oh. ZSMJ pounces, misses his mark. Has to be forced out to safety, but the Ice Blast will miss because of that.
That's some hate. But they are moving towards top. Maybe the best play for HGT is to kind of spread out. Like, show the Tiny Wisp one side of the map, the other 3 can go to the other, and don't let Vici Gaming even see all 5 at once. But right as I say that, they decide to 5-man down bottom. Okay, here we go. They're clubbing.
Big damage, forces out the Glyph. He quickly clears out these creeps like they're nothing. And then they'll continue their assault here. What will Vici Gaming's comeback kind of a play be here? They need 15 seconds for a black hole, which, well, we already talked about plenty how it's going to be a sticky situation on getting it out there.
There's going to be double global.
Yep,
and there's the smoke back. Here we go.
Okay. Okay. Hyper Glory team.
Now remember, Hal bought back, so if he dies again, that's a dieback. That's no Spectre for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Look at this pressure on both mid and bottom. Or at least they're hiding out in mid.
Oh,
they get the jump onto Hal with the Abyssal. Lockdown comes through. BKB going to be popped. Relocate. Whoa. That was a mugging right there.
They have 2 globals. There's your first global. Ice trying to refresh. He gets bashed. He'll die as well. No buyback on Enigma. No buyback on Spectre HGT. Are they going to be able to close out this 30,000 gold lead for a win? It seems they will. Vici Gaming, ever the gluttons for punishment, refusing to GG out. Down 44-19. Just getting battered from every angle. They'll even buyback on Super. But it's time to put them out of their misery. HGT are going to finish them now. Jump onto Super. That's going to be a dieback for your sniper. See you later.
Stomped.
Gee.
Oh, man.
Gee. Oh,
emphatic gameplay in Game 2 and 3 from Hyper Glory team. They secure a well-deserved win.
They ended this game with over 40,000 net worth. They had 101,000 net worth. Vici Gaming had 59,000. It's almost double. At 50 minutes, that never happens.
Whoa.
50 minutes on the dot as well. A little cherry on top here for your OCD viewers out there.
So, hopefully noted, going against Hyper Glory team, you gotta ban the Wisp. You got to ban the Wisp.
They thought they had counterpicked it too. With the Ancient Apparition deals with all the healing. The Enigma, you black hole when they relocate, but you talked about the silencer pick before this series, and you know, I'm still not sure if it's like first, second pick material, but man,
in a spot like that,
pocket fourth pick silencer just won them that game.
That's when I think silencer should be picked. I mean, you see it at the start, and you kind of go, well, we don't want to pick anything that's like, if a silencer is in the game, we're done for.
Yeah.
Maybe if they changed out the AA and considered something like a disruptor once they saw the Wisp, things could have gone a bit different, but, you know, these are ifs, ands, or buts.
It's one of those things, like, the way they lost game 2 was that everyone just kept on healing. Like, and we were talking, like, man, it would be really great if they had an Ancient Apparition right now. So then in game 3, they're like, okay, let's get Ancient Apparition. Now the heals won't be a problem. Oh, wait, Wisp and Tiny do other stuff. They split push, they kill everyone. I think the solution, at least against HGT, is just ban Wisp. Because, to be fair, this team has had wins without Wisp against top Chinese teams, but they tend to perform better with the Wisp. So take it away from them, make them do something different.
So that wraps things up. It's been a long early morning as both of our series go the full 3-game stretch, and what ends in a bit of a surprise and a bit of an upset is Vici Gaming, even with their new Hal brother on the squad, will go down. They look impressive in game 1, but it's Hyper Glory team that get the win in 2 and 3, and they look to advance forward in a good, comfortable spot to make it to stage 2. We're done here. We are done.
Rest in peace, everybody's arcanas, rares, the items.
Here come the screenshots of people like, look at all these hats I got. Yummy, yummy.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, guys. Have a nice little beverage or something, you know, sleep it off. Better bets next time, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to get some sleep, so let's go ahead and close out the show here. I'm KotLGuy, that's LD. Thank you for tuning in and listening to us Beyond the Summit. Make sure you show your support by hitting us up with some love on our Twitters. I'm KotLGuy, that's LD Dota. And you can hit the follow button there on Beyond the Summit, as well as the Dota Starladder _EN channel. All these VODs will of course, be up on the Beyond the Summit YouTube channel. I'm doing them right between all these matches. So, folks, take care. And best of luck with your pubs and Dota play, and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye.
G2A.com.
Rest in peace, Vici Gaming.
The best video game store ever. Fast as lightning. Solid as a rock. Cheap as duck. What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever.